Hello everyone, welcome back to Excel Learning. This is your English classroom where we post English chapters explanation videos. And today I have brought the chapter The Little Matchgirl written by Christian Andersen, which is the part of ICSE class 10. The story is very fascinating story. और ये जो स्टोरी है मान लो कि इसमें इमेजिनेशन का पूरा बुफे लगा हुआ है. Okay, so without wasting any more time, let's get into the chapter. But before starting, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe and press the bell icon so that you can get regular updates whenever we post a video. So one more thing that I request you all to take the book and take a pencil so that you can scribble down all the points I'm going to tell you or all the keywords. So The Little Matchgirl, page number 88 in your English treasure trove book, and this story was first published in the year of 1845. और ये जो स्टोरी है ये स्टोरी एक्चुअली विक्टोरियन एरा को दर्शा रहा है. ठीक है. So within few lines, within few words, very nicely and in an articulating way, the author or the writer Christian Andersen has described what poverty actually is. Poverty क्या होता है, जो इसमें इंसान को कितना तकलीफ होता है, इंसान मजबूर हो जाता है, मतलब इंसान का जो मजबूरी है, ठीक है, वो कैसा होता है पॉवर्टी में, ये स्टोरी से हम लोग को पता चलेगा. और अंत में एट लास्ट आई विल डिस्क्राइब द themes of this story also. So now let's get into the chapter. It was bitterly cold, snow was falling and darkness was gathering, for it was the last evening of the old year. It was New Year's Eve. So the very first paragraph is describing the evening. How was the evening? The evening was bitterly cold and snow was falling and darkness was gathering. And it was the last day of the old year. That means we are reading about 31st December. In the cold and gloom, a poor little girl walked. So see, एकदम बाहर का जो एटमॉस्फेयर है वो बहुत ही ठंडा है, चिल्ड है एकदम. ठीक है. वहां पे रात को इवनिंग में a girl is walking on the street, bareheaded and barefoot. That means the girl did not cover her head and she did not cover her feet also. Through the streets, she had been wearing slippers. It is true. Circle करो. It is true को बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एक फ्रेज है. So वो जब घर से निकली थी, at that time she was wearing the slippers. ये सच है, ये सही बात है. When she left home, but what good were they? लेकिन वो स्लीपर जो उसने पहना था उसका कोई काम का ही नहीं था. They had been her mothers, so you can imagine how big they were. So when the girl left home at that time, she was wearing her mother's slipper, and you can imagine that how big they were. That is the reason the slippers were of no use for the girl. So we can say that this is the first example that the girl was extremely poor, because her family even could not afford to buy her a pair of slippers. The girl had lost them as she ran across the street to escape from two carriages, and they that were being driven terribly fast. One slipper could not be found, and a boy had run off with the other, saying that it would come in very handy as a cradle someday when he had children of his own. अब वो जब रोड क्रॉस कर रही थी तब दो गाड़ी बहुत स्पीड में दो तरफ से आ रही थी, और जस्ट टू सेव हरसेल्फ द गर्ल रैन. और वो जो स्लीपर है वो स्लीपर उनके पैर के हिसाब से बहुत बड़ा था, इसीलिए वहीं पे खुल गया वो. ठीक है. तो एक चप्पल तो उसे नहीं मिला, और एक स्लीपर जो है एक और लड़का आके वो स्लीपर लेके चला गया. अब देखो स्लीपर का साइज मतलब उस लड़की के उस बच्चे के पैर के हिसाब से बहुत बड़ा है. तो यहाँ पे एक सेंस ऑफ ह्यूमर जो है वो भी ऐड किया हुआ है यहाँ पे ऑथर ने, कि वो जो बच्चा, वो जो लड़का जो एक स्लीपर लेके गया, वो बोल रहा था कि जब मेरा चाइल्ड होगा या फिर चिल्ड्रन होगा तब ये चप्पल में एज ए क्रैडल के हिसाब से मैं उसे यूज करूंगा. So the girl walked about the streets on her naked feet, as right now she has nothing to cover her feet, which were red and blue with the cold. Mark करके रखो, which were red and blue with the cold. In her old apron she carried a great many matches. Circle करो, great many matches, यानी कि बहुत सारा matches जो है she was carrying. and she had a packet of them in her hand as well. So उसके apron में बहुत सारा पैकेट था मैचेस का और वो हाथ में भी एक कैरी कर रही थी. Nobody had bought any from her and no one had given her a single penny all day. She crept along shivering and hungry. इसे भी सर्कल करो, इसका रेफरेंस नेक्स्ट पेज में आएंगे हम लोग. Shivering and hungry, the picture of misery, poor little thing. अब देखो पेज नंबर 88 में सेकेंड स्टैंजा जहाँ पे शुरू हो रहा है वहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है पुअर लिटिल गर्ल, और यहाँ पे थर्ड स्टैंजा जहाँ पे खत्म हो रहा है यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है कि पुअर लिटिल थिंग. इट शोज that the girl's condition was extremely poor. The girl's condition was extremely terrified. Her condition was extremely, like distressed. The girl was कि इतना खराब लग रहा था कि उस बच्ची को देख के कि उनकी she was carrying a great many matches and she was holding in her hand also a single packet, but not a single person bought a single match on that day. That is the reason she was unable to earn a single penny. उसके ऊपर इतना ठंड है तो उसका वो जो सेल करने के लिए वो निकली थी, एक भी मैचस्टिक उस दिन सेल सोल्ड आउट नहीं हुआ है. ठीक है, ऊपर से इतना ठंडा है और एक छोटी सी बच्ची है where all the people are celebrating New Year's Eve. वहां पे ये जो लड़की है, दिस लड़की और दिस गर्ल इज ट्राइंग टू अर्न सम मनी. इट इज द कॉन्ट्रास्ट कि ये जो छोटी बच्ची है इसका भी मन कर रहा होगा कि मैं भी शायद अगर काश वो सेलिब्रेशन में पार्ट ले सकती थी, लेकिन नहीं. द गर्ल is hurtling in her situation. The girl is trying to earn money. Okay, so this is the reason the author has nicely drawn the the picture of the girl, how the poor little thing the girl is. कि उसके पास ना अपना सर ढकने के लिए कुछ है, ना पैर ढकने के लिए कुछ है, इतना ठंडा है. जहाँ पे सब कोई सेलिब्रेशन कर रहा है वहाँ पे ये जो लड़की है शी इज ट्राइंग टू अर्न मनी. सो पोर लिटिल थिंग. आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड. The snowflakes fell on her long golden hair. Appearance. The girl has long golden hair, which curled so prettily about her neck. But she did not think of her appearance now. Why? The question is why. So the girl's appearance is extremely attractive. Okay, the girl has long golden hair and his hair and her hair curled so prettily about her neck. But she is not at all bothered about her appearance right now. Lights were shining in every window and there was a glorious smell of roast goose in the street, for this was the New Year's Eve and she could not think of anything else. So and the girl was getting the smell of roast goose. Okay, and in all the houses lights were shining. The girl could not think of her appearance right now. She huddled down in a heap of a corner formed by two houses, one of which projected farther out into the street than the other. But though she tucked her little legs up under her, she felt colder and colder. She did not dare to go home. Mark करके रखो क्यों? Okay. For she had sold no matches and earned not a single penny. Her father would surely to beat her, and besides it was so cold at home, for they had nothing but the roof above them and the wind whistled through that, even though the largest cracks were stuffed with straw and rags. So first of all that the girl sat. कहाँ पे girl वो लड़की जो बैठ गई, दो घर था वहां पे जो कॉर्नर फॉर्म किया होता है वहां पे वो गर्ल जो है वो बैठ गई. ओके, सो शी सैट ओवर देयर एंड एज इट वाज बिटरली कोल्ड, इट वाज चिल्ड इवनिंग, सो द गर्ल हैड नथिंग टू कवर हर हेड एंड लेग्स. सो द गर्ल put her legs under her skirts, but then also she was feeling terribly cold. Okay, terribly cold. So अब देखो बाहर इतना ठंड है, बाहर weather इतना chilled है, but then also the girl was not going back home. Why? Because her father was very cruel kind of person. Okay, the father, as the girl could not sell a single matchstick, as the girl could not earn a single penny, so if she would go home, her father would surely beat him. उसके बावजूद भी क्या हो रहा है कि घर में जो है वहां पे भी बहुत ठंड है. इवन द लार्जेस्ट क्रैक्स आर स्टफ्ड विद rags and straw. हर थिन हैंड वेर ऑलमोस्ट नम विथ कोल्ड। सो छोटी सी बच्ची है, उसका हाथ जो है एकदम नम हो गया है। इफ ओनली शी डियर टू pull just one small match from the packet, strike it on the wall and warm her fingers। अब वो सोच रही कि काश एक मैच स्टिक मैं यहाँ से जला पाती और मैं अपना हाथ सेक पाती, बिकॉज इट वॉज टेरिबली कोल्ड आउटसाइड। ओके, एंड डेफिनेटली वहाँ पे देखो और एक लाइन है पेज नंबर 88 में थर्ड पैराग्राफ में लास्ट जो लाइन है, शिवरिंग एंड हंग्री। वाई शिवरिंग? बिकॉज ऑफ द चिल वेदर, एंड हंग्री एज शी इज वेरी पुअर एंड शी कुड नॉट ईट एनीथिंग। व्हेन शी लेफ्ट होम एट दैट टाइम शी वाज हैविंग नथिंग टू fill her stomach. She pulled one out. एक मैच स्टिक वहां से निकाली, स्क्रैच, जलाई उसे। How it spluttered and burnt. It had a warm, bright flame like a tiny candle when she held her hand over it. So क्या कर रही है वो? एक मैच स्टिक जलाई और उसको लेके उसके ऊपर ऐसे हाथ देके सेक रही है। So she was feeling very good. She was feeling warm. उसे लग रहा है कि एक छोटा सा कैंडल मैं पकड़ के रखी हूँ, ठीक है, उसके ऊपर मैं अपना हाथ सेक रही हूँ। But what a strange light. It seemed to the little girl as if she were sitting in front of a great iron stove with polished brass knobs and brass ornaments. So, वो मैस्टिक चलाने के बाद वो जब हाथ सेक रही थी ऐसे, तो उसे फील हो रहा था कि वो कहाँ बैठी है? एक ग्रेट आयरन स्टोव के सामने वो बैठी है। एंड हाउ वाज द आयरन स्टोव? इट वाज पॉलिश्ड, it had polished brass knobs and brass ornaments. The fire burned so beautifully and gave out such a lovely warmth. Oh, how wonderful that was. The child had already stretched her feet to warm them too when out went the flame, the stove vanished, and there she sat with the burnt match in her hand. So वो हाथ सेक रही थी ऐसे, ठीक है। अब वो हाथ सेकते सेकते अपने इमेजिनेशन की दुनिया पे वो चली गई। उसे लग रहा कि मैं ग्रेट स्टोव आयरन स्टोव के सामने मैं बैठी हूँ, ठीक है, बहुत एकदम पॉलिश्ड आयरन स्टोव है, बहुत अच्छा फील कर रही थी। तो हाथ सेकते सेकते उसे लगा कि मैं अपना पैर भी सेक लूँ। तो as soon as she stretched out her leg, वो मैस्टिक जो था वो out went the flame, वो बुझ गया। And at that time she was sitting with the burnt matchstick in her hand. So ये जो पैराग्राफ है, ये पैराग्राफ है उस लड़की का, उस बच्ची का पहला इमेजिनेशन कि when she lit the first matchstick, at that time she imagined what? A brass stove. This is the first imagination. Okay, मार्क करके रखो, यहाँ से क्वेश्चन आता है। Next, she struck another. So now she struck another one. It burned clearly, and where the light fell upon the wall, the bricks came transparent. So अब और एक मैस्टिक वहाँ पे जलाई और वो लाइट जो वॉल पे जाके रिफ्लेक्ट हुआ, उसे वो इमेजिन कर रही है कि वॉल जो है वो पूरा ट्रांसपेरेंट हो गया है। Like gauze, she could see right into the room where a shining white cloth was spread on the table. It was covered with beautiful china, and in the center of it stood a roast goose. So she could imagine that the wall in front of her became transparent like a gauze, and she could see right through the inside the room. Okay, there was a table and a white cloth was spread on the table, and in the middle of the table there was a roast goose stuffed with prawns and apples, steaming deliciously. उसे फील कर रही है, वो इमेजिन कर रही है कि उस गूस में से धुआं जो है धीरे धीरे निकल रहा है, ठीक है, एप्पल्स है, प्रॉन्स है, सब कुछ उसमें दिया हुआ है। And what was even more wonderful was that the goose hopped down from the dish, waddled across the floor with carving knife and fork in its beak. और उससे भी ज्यादा अच्छा ये था कि वो इमेजिनेशन में देख रही है कि वो जो गूस था, वो गूस टेबल के ऊपर रखा हुआ था, वो हॉप करके नीचे आ गया, गूस के ऊपर फ्रॉग्स वगैरह है, और वो गूस जो है हॉपिंग करते उस लड़की के सामने आ रहा है। Waddled straight up to the poor child, then out went the match and nothing could be seen but the thick cold wall. और उसी टाइम पे क्या हुआ? उसी टाइम पे वो मैच स्टिक जो है वो बुझ गया। Once again there was only the thick wall was there in front of her. Got my point? So ये है सेकेंड जो इमेजिनेशन, यानी कि फर्स्ट इमेजिनेशन में क्या लिखा? ब्रश स्टोव, ब्रश आयरन स्टोव, और सेकंड इमेजिनेशन में उन्होंने देखा कि एक रोस्टेड गूस है। अब इसके साथ में कनेक्ट कर रहा हूं पेज नंबर 88 का लास्ट थर्ड पैराग्राफ का जो लास्ट लाइन है, शिवरिंग एंड कोल्ड। तो पहले शिवरिंग ऑथर ने यूज किया, इसीलिए देखो यानी कि उस टाइम एट दैट टाइम द फर्स्ट एसेंशियल नीड फॉर द गर्ल वाज टू सेव हरसेल्फ फ्रॉम द कोल्ड। दैट इज द रीजन यहाँ पे पहले शिवरिंग यूज किया है। और इसीलिए इमेजिनेशन में जो है पहले उस गर्ल ने क्या देखा कि आयरन स्टोव है जहां पे वो खुद को वार्म करी है। उसका नेक्स्ट नेसेसिटी क्या था? हंगर। दैट इज द रीजन हर सेकंड इमेजिनेशन वाज द रोस्टेड goose that hopped from the table and it was coming with knives and forks on its back straight towards the girl. But as soon as in both the cases as soon as the flame went out and everything was vanished. I hope रिलेशन जो है, कनेक्टिविटी जो है वो आप लोगों को समझ में आया। Now next page number 90. She struck another match. So this is the third matchstick, okay? And suddenly she was sitting under the most beautiful Christmas tree. Now for the girl, the third essential thing was to celebrate the evening, celebrate the night, New Year's evening celebration. Christmas tree. It was much larger and much lovelier than the one she had seen last year through the glass doors of the rich merchant's house. 1,000 candles lit up the green branches and gaily colored balls like those in the shop's window looked down upon her. So अब थर्ड प्लास्टिक उन्होंने जब जलाया तो देखा कि इमेजिन कर रहे हैं कि एक क्रिसमस ट्री वहां पे है, ओके? एंड लास्ट ईयर उन्होंने मर्चेंट्स के डोर से जो क्रिसमस ट्री देखा था, आज वो इमेजिनेशन में जो देख रही है ये वाला लास्ट ईयर से और भी ज्यादा बड़ा है। बहुत सारा कैंडल जो है वहां पे जल रहा है। 1,000 candles lit up the green branches and gaily colored balls like those in the shop windows looked down upon her. The little girl reached forward with both hands. Then out went the match. So वो लड़की उस सेलिब्रेशन के लिए, ठीक है, वो जो कैंडल्स है वहां पे और जितना सारा खिलौना वगैरह से वो क्रिसमस ट्री जो सजाया हुआ था उसे लेने के लिए she just stretched her hand. As soon as she stretched her hand, the matchstick, the light or the flame went out. The many candles on the Christmas tree rose higher and higher through the air, and she saw that they had now turned into stars. One of them fell, streaking the sky with light. So अब इस टाइम क्या हुआ? इस टाइम वो जो मैस्टिक वो जो बुझ गया, ठीक है, उसके बाद इमेजिनेशन से उस लड़की का वो जो क्रिसमस ट्री था वो भी चला गया, लेकिन उस क्रिसमस ट्री में जो कैंडल्स लगा हुआ था, ठीक है, वो कैंडल्स धीरे धीरे एकदम ऊपर चला गया, आसमान में चला गया और वो सब ऊपर एक तारा हो गया। और एज सुन एज जब भी वो सारा कैंडल्स तारा हो गया, वहां से एक तारा टूट के नीचे गिर गया, जिसे कहते हैं टूटता हुआ तारा। नाउ समवन इज डाइंग। अब ये लड़की जो है खुद को बोली है, नाउ समवन इज डाइंग, सेड द लिटिल गर्ल, फॉर हर ओल्ड ग्रैंडमदर, द ओनली वन हु had ever been good to her but who was now dead, had said, whenever star falls a soul goes up to the God. So अब वो टूटता हुआ तारा, तो सारा कैंडल जो था ऊपर चला गया, ऊपर जाके सारा सब एकदम स्टार्स हो गया, वहां से एक तारा टूट के नीचे गिर गया। तो जब भी वो तारा टूट के नीचे गिर गया, वो खुद को बोली है कि someone is dying, कि अभी किसी का देहांत हुआ। क्यों? Because she remembers it very nicely that her grandmother said, and her grandmother was the only person who loved the girl, but unfortunately the grandmother is not alive right now. Okay, so what did her grandmother say? Her grandmother said that whenever a star falls, some soul goes up to God. Okay, so grandmother की ये जो बात है उसे बहुत अच्छी तरह से उस लड़की को याद है। She struck another match on the wall. So third imagination में क्या देखा उस लड़की ने? ये Christmas tree. Okay, now she struck another match on the wall. Once more there was light, and in the glow stood her old grandmother. Oh, so bright and shining and looking so gentle, kind and loving. So अब चौथा जो मैस्टिक उन्होंने जलाया, वो जलाने के बाद suddenly she saw that her grandmother was standing just right in front of her, and she was looking so bright, she was looking so gorgeous, so kind. Granny, cried the child. Oh, take me with you. I know you will disappear when the match is burnt out. You will vanish like the warm stove, the lovely roast goose, and the great glorious Christmas tree. As soon as the girl encountered her grandmother, she cried, Granny, please take me with you. Why? Because I know that you will also vanish like the stove and the roasted goose and the Christmas tree. That means really it shows that how much the girl loves her grandmother. इस पॉइंट पे आके उस लड़की के लिए डेथ कुछ भी नहीं है. शी जस्ट वांट्स टू बी विथ हर ग्रैंडमदर बिकॉज हर ग्रैंडमदर वाज द only person who loved the girl. That is the reason, and somehow she did not want her grandmother to be vanished like the roasted goose or Christmas tree or the iron stove. That is the reason she cried that, Granny, you please take me with you. I don't want to go anywhere without you. So you please take me with you, because I know it very well that as soon as the flame of the mastic will go out, it will also vanish like the Christmas tree or the roasted goose or the brass stove. Then she quickly struck all the rest of the matches she had in the packet, for she did so want to keep her grandmother with her. अब उसके दिल में मतलब वो एकदम नहीं चाहती थी कि उसका ग्रैंडमदर जो है उसे छोड़ के चली जाए, इसीलिए उन्होंने उसे ग्रैंडमदर को अपने साथ रखने के लिए सारा जो मैस्टिक है, सारा मैस्टिक उस लड़की ने जला दिया. The matches flared up with such a blaze that it was brighter than broad daylight. सारा मैस्टिक एक साथ जब जल गया, इतना वहां पे उजाला छा गया कि मान लो कि दिन में भी इतना उजाला नहीं होता है. And her old grandmother had never seemed so beautiful and or so stately before. Stately means glorious. Okay, she took the little girl in her arms and flew with her high up, oh so high, towards glory and joy. Now they knew neither cold nor hunger nor fear, for they were both with the God. So अब उस grandmother ने क्या किया, उसे अपनी गोद में उठाया, लेके she flew to the heaven. Okay, and they have gone to such a kind of place where hunger is not there, cold is not there, only joy is there, only glory is there. Why? Because they have gone to the Almighty God. But in the cold dawn, in the corner formed by two houses, sat the little girl with rosy cheeks and smiling lips. बहुत ही important phrase है, mark करो. Rosy cheeks and smiling lips. Rosy cheeks is it shows how beautiful, how cute the girl was, and smiling lips. Smiling lips suggest that when the girl was dying at that time, she was very happy. Why? Because she was going to the heaven with her loved one. Okay, with the only person who loved her a lot. That is the reason she was very happy. She was even very happy when she was dying. That is the reason मरने के टाइम भी there was a sweet or cute smile in her lips. Dead, frozen to death, to the last evening of the old year. The dawn of the new year rose on the huddled figure of the girl. She was still holding the matches and half of the packet had been burned. So अब सारा गैदरिंग हो गया उस बच्चे का डेड बॉडी वहाँ पे देख के, ठीक है. उसके हाथ में तब भी एक वो मैच स्टिक था और आधा जो मैच स्टिक था वो एकदम जला हुआ था. ओके, लेकिन वो देखने में बहुत ही स्टेटली, बहुत ही ग्लोरियस लग रही थी. वो जो बच्ची है, वो जो छोटी सी बच्ची है, एंड शी वॉज वेयरिंग अ ब्यूटिफुल स्माइल in her lips. She was evidently trying to warm herself. People said, अब इंसान जो है, लोग जो है वो देख के बोला, ये बच्ची जो छोटी सी बच्ची है, अपने आप को वार्म करने के लिए वो शायद वो अपने आप को वार्म करना चाह रही थी. But no one knew what beautiful visions she had seen and in what a blaze of glory she had entered with her dear old grandmother into the heavenly joy and gladness of a new year. So अब लोग जो है वो सब लोग ये बोल रहा था, शायद ये बच्ची जो है अपने आप को वार्म करने की कोशिश कर रही थी. ओके, इसीलिए शायद किसी भी तरह उसका देहांत हो गया. तो ये जो है all the people were saying, but not a single people knew that how nice imaginations the girl possessed last night. कितना सुंदर इमेजिनेशन था उस लड़की का, ये किसी ने जाना ही नहीं है. हालांकि ये पॉसिबल भी नहीं है. और कितना and how nicely the girl has gone to heaven with her loving grandmother. It is unknown to all the people, those who were standing there. Okay, only people were thinking that the girl was trying to save herself, or the girl was trying to warm herself, and thus the girl died. But actually not. Actually, when last evening all the people were celebrating New Year's Eve, but according to me, or according to the author, the girl was having the most beautiful or the best celebration. Why? Because she was with her loved one, and she has gone to heaven with her loved one, where hunger is not there, no pain is there, only joy is there. Okay, and glory is there. So this is the complete explanation of the story. और एक बात जो है कि देखो, जहाँ पे भी उस लड़की की इमेजिनेशन पे, जहाँ पे भी वो मैस्टिक जो है वो पूछ रहा है, वहीं पे जाके उसका इमेजिनेशन खत्म हो रहा है. सो दिस इज द पॉइंट, और दिस इज द ब्रेकेज ऑफ हर इमेजिनेशन. ये टर्म जरूर यूज करना, ब्रेकेज ऑफ हर इमेजिनेशन. ठीक है, और गर्ल का जो डिस्क्रिप्शन है वो डिस्क्रिप्शन भी यूज करना है एज कीवर्ड्स. और वेदर का जो एकदम फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ में जो कीवर्ड्स है, लाइक बिटरली कोल्ड, स्नो वाज फॉलिंग, डार्कनेस वाज गैदरिंग. सेकंड पैराग्राफ में बियर हेडेड, बियर फुट. ओके, और यहाँ पे पेज नंबर 89 में जो पैराग्राफ है वहाँ पे हर थिन हैंड्स वेर ऑलमोस्ट नम विथ कोल्ड. ये सब जो फ्रेजेस है, ये सब जो पॉइंट्स है, ये पॉइंट्स आप लोग जरूर यूज कीजिएगा अपने आंसर स्क्रिप्ट पे. और यहाँ पे और एक क्वेश्चन बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है कि वो लड़की जो है वो घर क्यों नहीं जाना चाहती थी. ओके, because of her father. Her father was very cruel, and see, her father could go out and her father could try to earn money, but instead of going, but instead her father sent the little girl to earn money. This is not done. So this is the black side, or this is the negative side of the girl's father. Okay, so this is the complete explanation. Now I am coming to the theme of the story. So first of all, the theme of the story is violence and love. Violence and love. Please note it down. Why violence is love? The same point that the father could easily go out and earn money just to manage her family, manage his family. But the father did not do so. The father instead, in the cold evening, sent his daughter to earn money. This is not done. On the other hand, the grandmother of the girl was the only person who loved the girl. So right now her grandmother is not alive, but still the girl loves her grandmother. Where her father is alive, but the girl is not comfortable with her father. It shows the theme, or it creates, establishes the theme violence and love. Next one, poverty and wealth. See, the girl is very poor. The girl belongs to a poor family. They could not even afford food. They could not even afford proper cloth. They could not even afford a pair of slippers. Okay, but this is one side of the Victorian era. On the other side, people were celebrating what? New Year's Eve. They were enjoying, they were lighting their houses, they were they were having roasted goose, they were celebrating with Christmas tree. So it shows the social stratification of the Victorian era. Okay, where एक तरफ मतलब एक जो मिडिल क्लास फैमिली जो है और एक अंडर क्लास फैमिली जो है. Okay, so it shows the social stratification, and the theme is poverty and wealth. Now next, struggle and redemption. Struggle and redemption. First of all, the girl was struggling a lot. ये मैं सिर्फ इसलिए नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि वो जो गर्ल है वो अपनी घर में ही स्ट्रगल कर रही है. ठीक है, इवन व्हेन द गर्ल केम आउट टू सेल मैस्टिक एट दैट टाइम आल्सो शी वाज स्ट्रगलिंग अ लॉट टू help her family to earn some money. On the other hand, redemption means she became free when she is dead. So when the girl is alive, when the girl was alive at that time, she was struggling in her life. But when she was taken by her grandmother, she was free from all the struggle. Okay, so struggle and redemption भी हम लोग बोल सकते हैं, या फिर life and death भी हम लोग बोल सकते हैं. So this is the complete explanation and these are the themes of this particular story. I hope आप सबको समझ में आया. फिर भी अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम हो आप लोग कमेंट बॉक्स में लिख सकते हो या फिर मेरा नंबर दिया हुआ है. You can easily contact me. No problem at all. So see you in the next video with some new chapter. And once again, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe and press the bell icon so that you can get regular updates. और प्लीज अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ शेयर करना मत भूलना. ठीक है. सो आज बस इतना था कि थैंक यू एंड गॉड ब्लेस यू.